Okay.
We gotta wait for the commercial.
Yeah, we're waiting for the commercial. We're not really waiting for the commercial. We're gonna talk about welcoming everybody, and everybody had a good break. I hope. It's been 2 weeks since our last episode in Arragas, City of Dreams, and now we're back, and we are going to be covering a lot of ground tonight. So I hope everybody's super excited about what's going on. I'm going to take a moment to open up the chat. And the chat room has somehow... good evening, Velizery. It's nice to see you. So tonight when I opened up my OBS, there was an update, and I ran the update because I'm a good I'm a good end user, so I run updates. And so a whole bunch of my buttons have shifted. So there might be some weirdness tonight, but if everybody sticks with me, I'm not quite geriatric, so it should only take me about 3 weeks to figure out all the buttons, and then they'll switch them.
Your birthday's coming up soon.
Yeah,
right?
My birthday is coming up soon. Thank you for reminding me and all the viewers that I'm getting older. Okay, so just as a quick recap, in the last episode, Saris and all of her minions and lackeys were brought to heel. An additional chaos-infused rhino dog was discovered and slain. All of the investigation... Most of the investigation has been turned over to Commander Osborne and the unit's Millpole at Watonga Mining Complex. The player characters have been relieved of their duties and status as sort of temporary deputies in the investigation. They have all headed back to Watonga Mining Complex for a much-needed evening of rest and recuperation after all of the things that they've been exposed to. So we're going to say, does anybody want to do anything before they bed down for the night, or do we want to pick up all of our remaining chores and loose ends in the morning? Or do we want to do some tonight, or do we want to sleep first?
Is it so late that Sarah Nash would be in the mines already? Because I want to catch her.
Most likely,
okay.
Yeah. Most likely, she is in the mines. But Makaria knows where to go to find her.
Yeah.
So if Makaria wanted to catch her in the mines, she could do so. It would not be a difficult process.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to? Because I've got a list here of things that everybody wants to accomplish based on how last week's episode ended. So who wants to take care of stuff tonight? And who wants to take care of stuff tomorrow? Morning? Morning?
I want to do one thing tonight.
Okay, one thing tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Tonight or morning?
Wash the bloody encrusted filth off my body.
Well, yes. I assume that everyone is going to...
If we get that done tonight, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. I assumed everyone was going to shower and make themselves, and sort of bandage and wrap and then make themselves comfortable for bed. What I mean is does anyone want to handle, besides Kethra and Makaria, does anyone else want to handle their business?
Personal business?
Yeah, personal business.
I wanted to take a look at the book once we get back and nobody's around.
Okay. That won't be dangerous at all for those of you who are watching.
I mean, nobody else is around.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Kethra, come here. I don't want to be like evil.
Yeah.
We need to know what's in here.
Yeah, Kethra is the only person that I have not yet gotten an opinion on about whether she wants to look through the Chaos book. The big book of
Oh,
chaos.
absolutely, yeah.
No.
Like that is like a 300%.
No one here
Absolutely.
is a fear to the chaos.
Well, I don't look
Means
at
I,
that
haven't
I
been doing
have my
job.
own personal qualms about it.
I
but
feel like, yeah, but how
I
are
feel
we
like I
going
can
to
suppress
cure
those.
chaos if we don't look at the book and know where it comes from? That is
That
Catherine's motivation.
is exactly what a 16-year-old priestess would think.
I am led to recall a parable about a man named Saruman. And how, after spending quite some time looking into a magical orb,
Right. He
a
found.
little crazy.
Yeah. Well, but you
That's
know,
not going to happen.
that's because he spent a little too much time. If he had spent a little less time, he might have just gained a bunch of power.
Okay, let's just gloss over it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just don't read in depth in the book, just like every other chapter.
Is there pictures? You
Um,
can just look at the pictures and be like, okay, I've got the gist of it.
I will say.
I think I
the
figured it out. I
pictures are
mean,
maybe the
that
things
guy
we don't
killed
look
that
at.
guy.
yeah. In a book of chaos, you probably don't want to look at the diagrams too heavily. Okay, so let's start with Kethra. Kethra, are you talking about
I could not remember his name.
Pappy McAllister, the kitty cat?
No, I'm talking about the guy the faith guy, who keeps changing his mind about what faith he wants.
Weenig?
Weenig, yes.
Oh, you want to speak with Weenig?
I wanted to
okay,
talk to
he's-
Weenig before we.
Okay.
I didn't want to make sure we didn't part ways until I talked to him.
Okay. Well, Weenig, you find Weenig. He's pretty much drinking. He's at the shaft. He's trying to. You can tell by the look on his face that he's trying to come to grips with things he's seen and forget everything that he cannot come to grips with.
Right, that's fair.
Which appears to be has taken him into his third tankard, judging by his table.
Okay.
You sit down. He looks up at you. Hi, Kethra.
Weenig, I feel like we should talk.
I don't know. I don't think that there's much to say. I mean, there's just things I would rather not talk about, if that's okay.
That's fine. We don't have to talk about those things. But Weenig, I want to emphasize that I am very sorry for not taking you seriously earlier when you said you were interested in joining the faith. Because I personally feel as though you were there today when we needed you. You were there to drive us over. And I didn't believe that Ara had truly touched you until that moment. And I feel like it's really important that you don't give up on joining the faith, because I actually think that you're supposed to do something now. I don't know what that is, but I really feel as though you have a calling to do something.
I don't know. I mean, I sort of froze when the chips were down.
Yeah, but everyone
it
does
were.
that.
Well, you guys didn't do that.
Well, because we've seen this stuff that we're not going to talk about before.
Did you also scream for like 5 straight minutes
I
the first time you
did.
saw one? You did? How did you overcome your fear?
I just let my faith in Ara flow through me, and if you truly open up your soul to it, you can overcome.
Is there a trick to opening up my soul? Like, do I need to read something else, or?
You need to breathe and allow it to filter through you. Like right
Yeah,
now,
I can.
you're stressed out.
I can feel my soul opening right now.
Just breathe in and out. Beer helps too. I drink plenty of it. And just center yourself.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'm not sure that I want to be a paladin.
Okay.
Because I thought I would, be strong and courageous, and I really wasn't. And I mean, I don't know that I can be vengeful if I'm, how do I wreak vengeance on people if I can't pick up a weapon, and I mean, I guess I could do like some passive aggressive things like posters or something, but that's not really what Ara is about. I mean, I glanced over the stuff, my notes that I took while you were talking, and you didn't mention posters, so I think that might be a dead end. But I don't know. I appreciate your words of encouragement. I just feel like I have a lot of soul searching to do, because I just don't know if I can do what you guys do.
But that doesn't mean that you don't have a calling somewhere within the faith.
Are there a lot of cart drivers and stuff in the Church of Ara?
There are cart drivers, people who bring things from one church to the other. Yeah, there are people who
Do they have power of any kind or authority?
over the mules.
Is there like a
Yeah.
I don't know, mules? I don't know.
I feel like there's a much bigger world out there in the church, and you should come back to Ara with us, and I can take you to the temple, and we can see, and that's where you're gonna find, or it could not even be Ara's temple. It could be one of her children, but you could find your calling, because I think you have one.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me, because my faith in myself is really shaken. I froze and someone was screaming, and I kept thinking like I need to jump in and save whoever that is, because I could hear the terror in their voice, and then I realized that it was me screaming. That's what I was hearing, and I don't know. It just really shook my confidence. So let me think about it some more.
Drink some more beer. Think about it.
He
Do some more
motions
breathing.
He motions to Grim Grom to bring him another. Grim Grom hands a fresh tankard to the waitress, and she brings it over to him. And he's like, "Thanks, Catherine. You've always been a staunch supporter of my faith journey. I won't forget you."
Aww. Okay.
Yeah.
Poor little guy.
That's awkward. Is it okay if I give you a hug before I have to go to bed? But is it okay if I give you a hug before I go to bed?
Spending by times.
It's fine.
I won't turn down a hug as long as it doesn't last too long.
You won't last too long.
Okay.
I give him a 5-second hug. Do I have to roll initiative?
Yes. Yes.
Roll
See who
roll a
breaks the
D20.
hug first.
Roll a d20 to see how many seconds the hug actually lasts.
Not a d20. He said not that long. But I'll roll a d6.
Okay.
It lasts 4 seconds.
Okay.
4-second hug.
That's a culturally appropriate hug.
Okay.
All right.
Go roll a 20.
Okay.
Do
All right.
like
So
a
you
20,
For
give
hugging.
Weenegg a pep talk.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure how well it worked, but you're hopeful. He does seem to be drinking the next tankard with a little more purpose.
Okay. Good news.
From there, are you off to wash and
Yeah, then
and,
I'm
and hit the sack?
Oh, so that was a sticky hug. It was like,
Actually, no. I think Kethra was mostly arrows, and then she did this really super awesome electricity blast that shoved everything away from her.
No, where
I'm not sure she's got a lot of blood
yeah.
on her. She might just have a little bit.
little crackles.
I think every time I get into combat, I just get covered in goo. Seems like.
fair assessment.
Yeah, you and Macario.
First line fighter problems.
I think Macaria's worse.
She dances back and forth and like pokes them with tiny little swords.
Yeah, but she like slashes like a horror movie with blood.
I would
That's
imagine
what I
most of
always
it would
do.
land on Arden's stride.
Oh, poor guy.
He's probably just super sticky.
He's getting a bath tonight.
Yeah,
I paid the stable hands extra.
they appreciate that
I wanted to look pretty.
because there are some clumps.
Yeah.
There are some some brain matter and.
Is there a little bit of skull in the hoof, like underneath, like cake?
You don't know. I'm sure they'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want her to throw a shoe because somebody's skull got stuck.
Yeah, that would be terrible for the horse. All right, Makaria, are you headed down to the mines? Are you looking for Sarah Nash? Okay. You go down to level 8 and follow the little map thingy that you have and find the secret thing, and sure enough, she's in there just picking away. This time she does not greet you with a cocked.
Yeah, I definitely called
crossbow.
before I came in.
Yeah, she was like, I knew it was you from the way you were walking. I could tell it was just you alone, so I didn't
Cool.
cock my crossbow.
Hey, so we are about to be headed out of town, and I was wondering, since we kind of like intruded on your area and borrowed some pieces of moonstone.
Yeah, she has you come in, by the way,
Yeah.
because standing out talking to a wall.
Yeah, no,
like
obviously.
that. So you guys are basically like nose to nose, and she's looking up at you, and you're looking at her, and she's like,
Yeah, so if you want maybe an escort to Arragas, if you're taking that to like sell, we'd be happy to escort you so no one bothered you and your moonstones. As payment for the.
You were serious about that?
I'm absolutely serious about that.
Oh. I don't know what to say. I'm surprised. I thought that was just something you were saying in order to sort of smooth over the robbery,
No. I was not.
How some people promise to let you go if you just cooperate, and then they stab you in the gut once and throw you in a ditch.
No.
Yeah, so I kind of thought, that would be great. Are you?
Awesome.
You're leaving tomorrow?
Yeah.
In another life, I stabbed her.
Everybody looks around and
fine. Why didn't I play a rogue?
She says, "When are you planning on leaving?"
We have a few things to take care of in the morning, but probably midday.
Great. I guess come find me at my tent.
Great.
Great.
See you then. Bye.
Bye. When you guys wave, your fingers brush. All right, you step out. Okay. So Sarah Nash knows now that you guys are offering her, are making good on your previous offer of protecting / escorting her back to Arragas so that she doesn't have to worry about, so she can sell all of her moonstone and doesn't have to worry about getting robbed on the way or anything like that. She seems genuinely surprised, but also already grateful. Okay, so you also head back. I'm assuming you guys are all staying in your common room at the shaft, or did you guys want to split up boysies, girlsies?
It doesn't matter to me.
No, I was just gonna crash in the commons room.
Okay.
I
think we
Okay.
would like to stay. Where are the apartments or the other housing, or not the housing, but the
private rooms, you mean?
yeah, the private rooms.
So remember that Grimgrom has a couple of private suites in the shaft for high rollers or whatever you want to call it. There are apartments along the southern wall of Watonga Mining Complex. That's where the jeweler.
I think the private suites.
Okay, so Grimgrom is. You're asking Grimgrom about one of his private rooms.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them's open.
Okay. How much those generally run?
He squints one eye at you and then he says, he kind of rubs his beard. And he says, normally I charge 2 griffins a night, but you brought in that Pippi Stardust girl, and that was a good call on your part. I mean, I normally don't take elf recommendations for other elves for reasons, but that was a good call. So I'm going to go ahead and discount the room down to just one gold griffin. Of course, if you want food or anything, that'll be extra. But
Okay. Yes.
Send over some tiny tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be sufficient. A platter of tiny tacos.
Powder tiny tacos, 2 falcons, 2 silver.
Okay.
If I was there, Makaria
I
actually
hate
did
the
that
man.
in that voice.
All right.
Next.
Yeah.
I'm
tiny tacos.
probably sitting drinking in the tavern, and I'm gonna ask, "Hey, Vesper, can I stay in your room tonight? Because I have a lot of stuff on me that I don't really want in the common room when we are resting."
If you're tidy, perhaps.
Tidy.
Like, no.
You know, like righty.
Tidy.
Not lefty loosey.
I don't,
Clean.
I don't really know
Clean.
how to
Clean.
be like that, but sure, yeah.
Not unkempt.
Not
Oh.
unkempt.
Or kept. I don't know.
Okay.
You get a corner.
Okay.
Save versus poison. I am not an elf hater.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I am not anti-elf. I'm pro-dwarf. Okay,
I-
there is a marked difference.
I mean, you could be whatever you want to be.
That's
Yeah, I'll also tell the other. Yeah,
So
I'm
we gotta
not
run it,
sure what the what Grimgrom meant by the entire elf thing, so we might want to be quiet.
Oh.
Know what the first part of our conversation was quite about.
Also, you know Bella Salter is there. Did you want to talk to her about offering her a job in Arragas? Or do you want to,
Yeah.
you want to save it for the morning?
I'll save it for the morning.
Okay. All right. So everybody meets up. Makaria, Arister, and Kethra all sleep in basically one of the common rooms or in the bunk beds. Vesper and Liliana share a suite.
How much was it a night for the commons?
Just 4 copper, like 4 chits. It's super cheap
Okay.
in there because you don't have any privacy. I mean, literally.
Right.
Like,
Right.
just if they can fit people in there, he will sell a spot for 4 chits.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So you guys sleep the night. If anyone needs hit points, remember when you wake up in the morning to roll all of your hit dice, and that's how many hit points you regain from a night's rest.
Okay.
If for those of you who don't, just do one of those really satisfying stretches, to alert everyone that you're fine.
Or cat stretch.
Yeah, a little bit of morning yoga.
Is
If I
that
had to
hit dice at level
quantify my
2?
personal health,
Pardon me, ma'am.
Is that the hit dice at level 2?
What's the matter?
Because
What's the
I'm
matter,
trying to
Catherine?
know. I don't remember. What do I roll?
Catherine, you're gonna roll 3 die 8.
Okay, 3 die 8. Thanks. What? I haven't ever really had to do this before.
Okay.
That put me back
Definitely
full.
full.
I was
Okay.
thinking maybe I'm not. Was I not supposed to?
It's fine.
I mean, I can roll for it this time. I
Yeah,
was
do
at
that.
11. So.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
So make sure to roll 3.
Oh, hit dice. Oh, I see that.
Yeah, do not erase the hit dice. Those are your daily hit dice that you can use throughout the course of an
it's
adventuring
almost
day.
impossible.
Waking up in the morning is rolling all of your hit dice
I
without
was
spending them.
Oh, okay.
That's like half.
So in 5th edition, remember the
Got it.
original rule is everybody just heals back to full, but I'm running a little bit of a grittier
Okay.
campaign.
Okay.
So we're rolling dice instead of healing
Yeah,
back to
I
full.
rolled my
Of course,
magic
at these levels, chances are really good you're going to heal back to full.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay. All right, so everybody wakes up in the morning. Grimgrom and Alexis, which is the waitress, they are serving omelets with lots of veggies, lots of onions and peppers in them. So the omelets are for breakfast. If anybody wants breakfast, it's a couple copper.
I'll take breakfast.
For breakfast.
That sounds
If you want a nice dwarven ale to wash it all down with, it's another couple copper. If you're just looking at something like water, it's free.
Sweet,
I'm
free,
just gonna
delicious water.
subtract a silver and say that's like my excessive drinking and taco
Yeah.
consumption.
Okay. So my question while everybody is eating breakfast is how much time did you spend looking at the book the previous night and
Actually,
throughout the night?
I sat there the previous night, like staring at it and like getting ready to open it, and I was like, oh, but no, this could be real bad. So in the morning, when we're eating breakfast, I'm gonna be like, hey, Kethra, I have an idea.
What's it?
I don't want to have this book like taken away from us, but I kind of want to be nearby like your temple or something, so that if one of us gets infected with evil, we're like close to somebody that might be able to fix it. Maybe. So maybe we should wait until we get back to town, just in case like it's Pandora's box.
Well,
right,
and
Chef
also,
comes out everywhere.
all else fails, I mean, I could ask my buddy Dorga about good places to open in Arragas that are like hidden, because she's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
With hidden spaces.
Good old
I
Dorga.
think the last time that Dorga came around, I had to unmess up a potion that she brewed that
That's
made
true.
giant rats.
That's true, but those giant rats didn't get out, and they were quite hidden. I mean,
because
I'm just saying.
Because we had to go kill them.
Right, yeah, we did.
her gigantic dog.
Yeah,
Got into
eviscerated them.
the infected rat.
Yeah,
feed.
that's true.
Yeah, Fluffy.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
that's
gross.
But yeah, we can.
Real bad with potions. She needs to stop.
Aw.
Fluffy and I had some words. Things got smoothed over.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we could try that. Maybe if we're close to the temple as well.
Yeah, like I don't
Like,
want to tell them we have
Aura's
it because I
power.
think they'll take
Oh,
it.
they'll burn it. Yeah, absolutely.
And we need to know like what's in there so we can fix what's going on.
I agree.
But I just don't want to do it in the middle of the forest when we're like 2 days away from potential help. But
That's what I'm doing.
it's up to you.
I'm reading it under the light of a full moon right at midnight.
Yeah.
I haven't
In a circle of
Yeah.
circle of mushrooms,
Yeah.
fairy circles.
Black candles.
It's gonna look for the gloom.
Okay, so
If anybody tries to like take it from me, like really tries, like they get obsessive, I will hold it in my hands and turn into a panther, and it will merge into my body.
Then you go,
Oh, that sounds real bad.
Right, yeah.
That's
precious.
Is this going to be before or after you read it? Because it's after you read it, we're going to have maybe some concerns that you're that protective of the book.
Before.
super sleek panther with just like a constantly screaming mouth on the shoulder blade.
But I also meant if somebody else comes and tries to rob us.
Sure.
You did.
I think there's a new rule for the private suite now. No reading books of chaos in the
I
private
wasn't
suite.
Or absorbing energy.
Right.
Okay, no reading chaos books. You
Well-
at least have to hold Moonstone in your hand while you're reading the chaos book.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Or by the light
technically,
of Moonstone.
I get to sit with a rapier.
you guys don't know if it's a chaos book. You have to read it to find out.
Okay.
Right.
You're making assumptions just because it was found on an agent of chaos who used chaos magic to try to hurt you.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so do I know the title?
Yeah, we are.
I'm just going to rely on my guess.
Do I know the title? My well-read travels.
You have we made that roll last time, remember, and you hadn't heard of it, but you know who you're pretty sure that Phineas Backlund, your troop leader and somewhat mentor, would know.
Okay.
You've never heard of it. It's the Labyrinth's Promise is is the title of the book.
So I'll tell Liliana about that. Say, oh, Liliana, also, I just remembered that my mentor, Phineas Backlund,
Mhm.
back in Arragas, can probably help us figure out what this book is.
Yeah, I need to talk to Ornthilus too, my mentor. He might know too, but yeah, that's why I
He
want to
won't
wait until
burn
we're
it?
closer. No,
Yeah, we're not bringing them up, but
the church will.
the
Is this
church
over
will burn it.
breakfast?
Oh. Yeah, this is what you guys are just munching away
Hanging out in the
huge
common room.
4-egg omelets. Well, it's the common room is strangely empty.
Well,
there-
everybody's busy recovering
the-
from the STDs.
yeah,
well, I thought
people
we were in
are
our suite. or
people
whatever.
are
to talk at least.
Oh yeah, well I thought she was talking to Kethra.
I was
Okay,
at breakfast.
what is?
Yeah, that was at breakfast. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you guys. One of the things that you notice when you come downstairs is that like it's not crowded with camp followers, and there aren't a bunch of drunk people sleeping it off and stuff like that. It just looks like it did when you guys first arrived at Watonga Mining Complex, right?
And a
There's a
bunch of
couple
people left.
couple miners in the
Town.
corner doing their own thing. Bella Salter is just sort of lounging over on the hearth. where she normally sits when there's not much going on. She just kind of sprawled out there. And then Grimgrom and Alexis Small are serving customers.
You guys want to go get that cat?
Yes.
Yeah.
The capture of Pappy McAllister is on everyone's agenda, I'm sure.
Do.
I
We're gonna get the
believe
kid
I'm
out.
going to go find my friend while you guys capture a small
Oh,
domesticated
Restless, I
animal.
said.
It's not domestic. He's a full-on stray.
Feral cat?
Oh, he's full-on stray.
Okay,
Yeah.
well you guys go
He's-
capture a feral cat.
He's
I'll
he's
go with
banged up and
Eric,
missing
too.
parts of his ear and
Can I?
Let's see.
yeah, and he's got
Can I get
bald
a-
spots where he's been cut. stuff
It's
like that.
because he's treated so badly here.
Okay, so let's. Are you going to offer Bella Salter a job?
Yes.
She's lounging. She watches you approach and props herself up on one of her elbows.
Oh, hello, Bella.
Hello, Vesper, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I don't often forget elves. You're one of like 4 now that I've met.
Oh.
So
If I overhear that, I flutter my eyelashes.
yes. Hi, Liliana.
I'm number 3.
So, were you here during the Pippi show?
Yes, she is actually the 4th elf I've ever met.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. We're just checking them off the list. now.
Yeah, it's great. You guys know each other?
Yes, I actually manage her show.
Huh.
Thank you for
So-
not assuming that.
Do all elves know each other? Or
We say
Wow.
that that's not true, but it actually is.
I thought so.
They
I thought
all
as
know
much.
each
I
other.
thought as much.
It's just
Psychic link.
Yeah, she was great. Her show was great. She really knows how to work a crowd.
yeah. Well, I was wanting to talk to you about maybe a artistic collaboration, if it should ever be in Arragas.
Oh, I don't really go to Arragas a lot. I don't like that place too much. There's a lot of ghosts and bad memories for me there.
Even if it's it would be a paid show.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are we talking? I mean,
Probably,
40% of the door?
well, I'd say 25% of the door and 5% of all merchandise. I've actually drawn up a contract right here.
It's funny that you bring up merchandise because I've been working on a new line of scarves.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I call them. Well, I don't know what I call them yet. I just started working on this morning.
We'll workshop that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-order.
I was thinking about calling them saltercations. You know what I mean? Because like you're fighting with fashion. I don't know. It's a work in
Yeah,
progress.
work on that.
So can I look at your contract? Can I look at the contract? Do you actually have a contract? Steven.
No.
Okay. Sean is asking Steven, does Vesper actually have a contract? Okay, so you tell her that that's just an example contract.
Right.
Oh no,
it's
this
a
is
template.
just my
It's a template contract.
yeah. This is just my sample copy.
Yes.
I'll get a copy.
There's some blanks to fill in.
She says, you know, if we could have some travel arrangements made, and if the money's right, I might consider coming to Arragas for a couple of days, do a couple shows or something. Especially Pippi, her voice is incredible.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that some of those tones were even possible. But she it was just amazing the way she.
It's such a heavenly voice. I know.
I
I
would
keep
agree.
saying the same thing.
I would
I
agree.
yell
Yeah,
over
she
from
was
the
a huge
breakfast
hit.
table. The Rose of Orleans is clearly the crowd favorite.
Yeah, and she's like, and Bella says, yeah, oh yeah, the Rose of Orleans.
You know, it's funny. I figured you'd be in the crowd. I didn't see you.
I had other business matters to attend to.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, this whole thing, I think we're in trouble and back at the guild or whatnot. Babbo.
Oh.
I had Babbo
Ah,
dealings.
Yeah.
to deal with.
Didn't we see Babo though?
We
in
did,
the
I
crowd?
Definitely saw him.
Yeah.
Right.
He was very
And
like the
Animated.
Like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Right,
really excited
I-
about
I
cooking.
couldn't find quite the right words.
I had to settle a few of his debts with the pink bottom.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
with that scoundrel with the pink
I
bottom.
didn't want it
Okay.
to start any trouble.
Like some kind of carriage contract.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a horrible evening. I'm sorry you had to struggle through that.
I know. I would
That's
have
why I was
much
so
rather been at
happy
the
when
show.
you showed up. I mean, we didn't know where you were. I
Yes.
thought you were going to miss the whole fight.
Amidst all of the murdering, you did show up. That was very appreciated.
Bella's like, oh, murdering?
It's a play. It's a play we've been working on. Very.
Are you sure? Because I believe it was mostly foul cultists.
I elbow Arister.
What?
Hard as I can in the ribs.
We won't start a panic. We're all dead.
He almost feels it.
Okay, Bella, you mentioned your scarves. I'll pre-order one. How much are they going to be?
Can I finish? Let me finish one and I'll tell you.
Okay, when you come to town to like work with Pippi,
Yeah.
I'll be there.
And you know Pippi,
Uh-huh.
personally.
Yeah, I met her.
I know. I'll just contact, like when I get to Arragas, I'll just find an elf. And,
Yeah, you can
and-
come to our guild. And I went
Shh.
maybe like
Secret.
purple. I think purple will
We
go with
don't
my
know
hair.
each other.
Purple, I can do purple. The dye is a little expensive, but I'm really good with my needle work, so I could probably just do like red and blue, really tightly packed together.
Oh, that's neat. I want to see it.
I'll get to work on that.
Cool.
But it's almost bedtime for me, so
Okay, okay.
It's like
Well, I got a cat to catch, so see ya.
I'll-
We're gonna give Pappy our home.
Bella is like, what? No. Pappy's home is here with us.
Okay.
Okay.
I just like look at her and go.
And I'm gonna slip out the door.
I'm
Enjoy
gonna-
catching our feral cat.
Bye. Okay. All right. So you've offered Bella Salter a job. She seems amenable to the idea, providing that the price is right and certain travel arrangements be made for her.
okay.
You can probably send her some sort of a contract or something when you get back. You know, Yellow Caps go out to Watonga, so
Okay.
and they're super trustworthy. Okay, so who is going with Kethra and Liliana to capture Pappy McAllister?
Pappy!
All right, so
Becca.
Makaria. Okay, and then
Girl Squad.
Arister, you're gonna go
Go
check
get
on
the kitty.
Lacrasse. You're gonna go check on him and see what happened to him.
I'll
Yeah,
go.
I need
I'll
to
go
make
with
sure he's
theirs.
alive.
Okay, all right. So the two of you, Arister and Vesper, you guys head up to actual Fort Prescio. Like you walk up the slow ramp and you get up to Fort Prescio. You are greeted at the gate by some of the Millpole soldiers, and you ask them, you know, hey, has Lieutenant Lacrasse returned or checked in yet? Blah 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 blah. Because he was due back last night, and both of the soldiers indicate that they have not seen him, but they're also not. They weren't on watch last night. They're morning watch, and so it's possible that he came in. They'd be more than happy to take you in and get you to someone who would be able to answer that question. So they escort the two of you in into the fort, and you are shown to a staff sergeant, and he says that none of the patrol that was sent to Fort Murdo came back. And they're assuming that
not good.
that Fort Murdo is just, you know, super swamped with all the goblins ranging through the hills and stuff, and that they're planning on sending a rider later this morning to check up on everything.
How far away is this other fort?
If you're on horseback, it's only about 5.5 hours. So if we leave at mid-morning, we'll be there by sundown. It's a little ways away. It was pretty deep in the mountains because there's a really awesome pass up there that is easily defensible, and that's, you know, our forefathers in their wisdom decided to put the fort, and it works really well. So.
Have any paladins of Grimnir showed up here?
Nope. Not that I know of. You might check with Sylvester Gonish in case they came in a different gate, but I have not personally.
You
seen.
would have noticed.
Oh yeah. Paladins are notable by their armor.
Are there any
This one
activity logs regarding last night?
I'm looking at them.
Okay.
Is there something else that you were looking for?
Anything notable about last night at all? At the very least.
I mean, no.
No
The commander rode out, but which is unusual for him to ride out that late. But he came back, 20 minutes later.
Not even disorderly conduct from a couple of drunks or anything?
I mean, that is not my department. My job is keeping track of the soldiers. If you're looking for the constabulary, that's that guy over there. And you look over and there's another sergeant sitting at a different desk.
Sergeant Ted. Well met.
Approach the other sergeant.
All right.
So you're talking to Sergeant Bill?
He says, there's all kinds of disorderly conduct last night.
Okay.
There was some damage done at the Vaney shaft, and we responded to that call. But
we don't have to go into
Grimgrom,
that's all right.
Grimgrom, the owner and proprietor of the Vaney shaft, he said that damages had been recompensed, so we didn't make any arrests there. I'm going to be honest. When the camp followers come to town, we get a little more lax on things like public drunkenness, public nudity. Disturbing the peace, open containers, sodomy, forced sodomy.
No idea how disappointed I am to hear that.
Well, I mean, the miners aren't as disciplined as we are, and they have needs. I've been told.
Well, let's try to bring up our common man just a little.
Sure. He scribbles in his book. I've made a note of it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
May give me bless you, son.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So you find out that Restless Lacrasse and actually no one in his, because remember he went with like 4 guys.
Right, yeah.
None of those guys have returned yet.
That does not bode well.
Yeah.
I fear my friend has fallen afoul of some foul goblins.
Or a jeweler.
Indeed.
Or a chaos agent.
The jeweler. The last thing that we said to him out there was that the jeweler was suspicious and that he should go check him out.
Yeah, Tresner LaRouge.
Tresner LaRouge, yes.
Right.
The jeweler.
Interesting. Well, I don't think we could probably wait around for him to get back.
No.
Nor do I think it would be beneficial to ride out to the fort.
If you ride out to
Agreed.
the fort, you may incur the wrath of Babbo.
It's going to take a while to get there and back.
Yeah, he will probably not be happy
I don't want to get.
if you
I don't wanna
guys
get
are gone for
de-gilded
another 2 days.
just because Restus decided to get drunk at the other fort.
Yeah.
And then get fired.
You can write back to him.
Okay, so you guys, that reminds you.
I'm going to leave him a letter explaining. Yes.
Okay.
Explaining that we murdered all the cultists. But to keep a lookout because there is still residual chaos
Wouldn't
around.
it be like justifiably dispatched?
Yeah, dispatch is the word.
My dearest
I mean,
Restless, who
we
knew that
did-
murder could be so fun?
We did kill them in battle.
Yes.
It was pretty epic, I must admit. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're defending yourself and other innocent people, you can use other words besides murder. But
I can't.
if murder is
it's more
what
of
you
a
want,
tomato kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So it's my letter.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am not telling you how to write your letter. I would
So-
never.
Liliana has her red pen out.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad about it. Like, I'm not just like, hey, look at all these dead bodies that racked up.
Dear Restus, murder, murder, murder. The more you say it, the easier it gets.
Right. Well, I don't really go into too much detail other than that we pretty much routed out all the evil around here. But if he sees any more evil, let me know.
Sincerely, Arister the murderer.
Yeah. P.S. I hope you're not dead out in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, that's nice. Actually, he would probably laugh at that.
Yeah.
He'd just be like, oh, Arister. Always wishing I'm not dead in the ditch. Okay,
He
so
takes risks.
you
He's a risky
finish your letter. You leave it
I'll leave
addressed
I'll leave
to
it with Sylvester.
Lieutenant. Okay.
I think
at the
he'd
front
take
gate.
care of it.
He would. He
Oh.
promises.
So Sylvester made it back.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Sylvester was with Commander Osborne.
Okay.
Remember,
okay.
they rode together, and then Commander Osborne sort of chastised him in front of you about, oh, I need to get Sylvester Gonish some more help because
I thought
stuff
that
like
was
this
the
doesn't
group
happen.
that didn't make it back.
Oh no.
No. Restus
Okay.
Lacrasse is
My buddy.
is Arister's buddy. They fought in the war together, and they
Gotcha.
graduated from Millipole together, and they were in the same cavalry unit and everything.
I was his superior.
Yes.
It's important to remember.
Army guys are all the same.
Yes, because fraternization is always the right answer. Okay, so you guys break off to go secure a caravan. Find out if there's any caravans today that are heading back to Arragas.
Yep.
You do so. All right. Kethra, Macaria, Liliana. You guys begin your search for Pappy McAllister. Can you explain to me, are you guys going to leave some bait around, or are you going to
Well, I was gonna say, can we go
ask
like
miners if they've
get
seen
some
Pappy?
stuff, like maybe a crate and like
Yeah,
cup
I grabbed
and-
bacon.
you grab some bacon.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should like go to the store and get like.
Yeah, we should
A crate.
probably grab some.
I feel like once we get in, we gotta
Definitely need
have the food, water in there and just slam it shut.
Yeah.
So are you headed up to the mother lode then? Is that what I'm hearing?
That was the supply store, correct?
That is correct.
I mean, yes, that would be.
All right, so you guys head up to the mother lode. The owner is there, and for the life of me, I can't remember her name. I've got it written down. I just need to find it. What's her name? Nope. Leah Ham.
Yeah.
Leah Ham.
Yeah, that was it.
Owner of the mother lode. So she's as soon as you guys walk in, she just starts grumbling at you.
Yeah, I remember what happened last time.
You
yeah.
guys, but did you have fun mining with all the mining gear that you purchased? Like, did you guys mine a lot?
It wasn't fun, but sure.
Okay, that's fair. All right, what do you guys need now? More mining equipment?
No, cage maybe?
A cage.
Like a little pet crate.
Like
Like a
pet
crate.
crate.
like a dog.
For a dog. A pet crate for a dog.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is
Or a-
pet
or
smart,
a-
guys.
So she looks around
A carrying
and
case, but then also.
Yeah, that's made of plastic
Yeah.
that has a little metal door.
I was thinking like
plastic sounds like a chaos.
a
word.
non-lethal trap.
Just kidding.
I was thinking
Okay,
like a non-lethal trap.
so she.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want a pet cage or do you want a trap?
Well, the
Because
kind
they're
of thinking
different.
it was the same thing. It's like the little thing that
Not
they
really.
shut when they go in.
What? I'm just gonna throw this out. I don't have any non-lethal traps.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
So no traps.
Yeah.
Veto
We're not-
trap.
Most people around here are hunting.
She should be down
Or-
3 bear traps.
Yeah. But those wouldn't have caught Pappy McAllister in a way you guys wanted either.
Right.
Right? Those would slice them in half. Okay. So she finds a little chicken, like a chicken crate.
That works.
It's got like a little sliding door and a handle on the top. It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like you could fit like a single chicken in there. It's a good
Excellent.
large hen.
It's gonna be real tight.
And
That's
she's
okay.
and she's like, this is it. This is all I got. And We
You
don't
have
keep a
some
lot of
sort of
pets around here.
water receptacle that can be attached to the side.
Like there's a little metal thing that comes out of it. You go to
A spout.
A little
I'm feeling very
exercise wheel.
inventive today. I
It's
don't
like a
know.
little wheel where you can run and get exercise.
Man, Makaria, these ideas.
Right?
She looks at you, Makaria, and she says, "No, I don't have anything like that.
Because I just invented it.
A little. Bo-
Do you have any spare blankets
yes,
that we could buy?
sure.
Okay, a spare blanket
Okay." She pulls out like a
box.
woolen blanket that's about the size of a cot,
Okay. How much?
and a chicken crate.
Oh, also, can I get a flask? While we're here.
Actually, yes, I
Yeah.
have plenty of those, and she pulls out a glass.
I'll pay for that
bottle.
separately though. A glass bottle? No, I was thinking like flask. Is that what she gave me the
Metal-
first time?
metal-
She's not going to give you a metal flask. She doesn't have a metal flask.
Oh, that's
First of
not-
all, that would be
Okay.
hella expensive.
Or like a skin, water skin.
No,
yeah,
it's like
she's
a
got,
I need
she's
like
got
a
like a
flask.
little ceramic
Oh, same.
and leather
You might have the
flask with like a glass
Okay,
neck
yeah,
Got a
that's
lid.
what I
so
need.
that you can
flask.
see what's inside. All right, the flask will run you 2 falcons. The rest of this stuff will run you another 4 falcons altogether.
silver.
Silver falcons.
Okay.
So 4 altogether?
I'll pay
Well,
3
6
of it.
altogether if you're
Well, I
putting
was gonna
together.
pay for
You're-
the 2.
okay, yeah, 2 for your flask, 4 for the cage and the blanket.
I've got 2 silvers, so I'll just throw both of those.
I've got 3, so.
Okay. So you guys procure a cage and a blanket and a flask. You already have some bacon. All right, now what? You guys head out.
Let's go.
So what are you doing? Are you baiting? Are you
Okay, yeah.
asking miners?
Sure.
Have you seen Pappy? I want to throw rocks at him. Are you gonna go to his sort of normal hangouts and see if you can't coax him out with a little?
I want to see if I can just find him based on I know where he like hangs out,
Okay.
and then if not, we'll track him.
Okay.
I'm gonna default to the druid on this one. I
Yeah,
feel like this
yeah, I
is
feel like she's...
Okay.
her specialty.
All right. So I guess make an investigation roll when you're looking for him. Yeah, if you're just hunting for based on your knowledge.
And
of
we
it.
have
we can
investigation.
also do those.
Survival
Yeah,
because
because
it's
we're-
tracked.
Yeah, you can. Well, if you said you were gonna look for him, and then if you didn't find him,
Right,
then you were gonna track
okay.
him.
Investigation.
Okay. So yeah, anyone who wants
It's
to
gonna be
look
like,
look around in his normal places.
that would not be a good
No.
number.
So,
Come on.
What is investigation?
I got nothing.
Yeah, that's just
I'm just
straight
rolling the die. We're gonna see what happens.
Straight old 4.
Oh well, does that count? Because I hit my finger.
Yes.
I got a 5.
I
Okay.
need 7.
Okay. 4, 5, 7. All right. Nobody
Yeah.
finds Pappy McAllister.
All right.
G'day.
Then
He's a big old grumpy tabby. Orange tabby. How hard can you be to find?
did I take?
In
Yeah, I
in
lost
mining
my cat
community
this
of
weekend.
400 miners.
Lost my cat
plus-
this weekend. I know how hard. He came home on Monday.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
He was
he
gone.
came back though. Okay.
Yeah, Monday he came.
Are you
Cat
going
did not
to
die. It
try to
just
track him?
He just was an
Yeah,
asshole.
I'm gonna try to track him.
Okay.
we do that.
Should I? I can still track as a druid. I don't need to turn to track, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Tracking. So that's a survival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
At least you're getting him out of the way.
You can't
I
find
would
one
want
cat poop
a day.
in the entire complex.
They bury their poops. If you were a druid, you would have known that. silly bard. Read more books, sir.
Oh well, like I was gonna try to like be nice by maybe like tricking him by casting friends, but I guess I'll track him down as a cat.
You can make
Are you
some
going to turn
like,
into
sexy
a...
meows too, like.
Sexy
Yeah.
kitty.
I was trying to avoid that. It feels manipulative, but
Really? But casting animal friendship and totally brainwashing him doesn't feel manipulative at all.
No.
But like turning into... Just out of curiosity, what differentiates a sexy cat from a regular cat? Like when you're choosing your form, do you like
There's angry cats.
accentuate like the lobes of the
I'm
ears?
just gonna go out on a limb here and say it's probably dead ass.
Deadass. Also, perfectly pristine whiskers that catch the sunlight just so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean just so. Wink. That's for all of you at home. It's not weird.
Oh,
I can hear you all saying it's weird to your spouses right now, and it's not. Okay. All right, so
It's real weird.
are you gonna change it to a sexy cat or a regular cat?
Is that a different role?
No, it's not. But I need to know. 'Cause I'm trying to get into Pappy McAllister's head right now,
Okay,
since it's
fair.
my responsibility
Fair.
to play him.
Is
It's-
sexy an
it's
option for
sexy
all of
cat.
her shape changes?
I have to imagine
I
if
feel
she
like
can turn into a
Panther
sexy
should
cat, she
be
could probably turn into a
sexy,
sexy
though.
dog or a sexy horse or a sexy.
Armadillo.
How are Panthers
No.
not?
But she's like a cat.
I
a
don't
kitty, yeah.
know. I mean, I think
Because
those
that
leather
would
plates
be
are
something to behold.
It's a little red
sexy
bow.
armadillo.
That's all it is. It's just a little red bow around the collar.
Okay.
All right,
I'm going to go ahead
So-
and turn, and I would like to
ocelot.
smell and find which I get advantage on because of sense of smell. Natural 20.
Woot woot.
What's the total?
That would be a 26. Wait,
All right.
25.
Okay. So you turn into a cat in order to track, and you find one of Pappy McAllister's buried poops. You knew they were
I knew it.
You're like, boom, there's one of his poops right there. You get a good snootful of it. You smell it from end to end. And then it allows you to follow.
It's not a little swirly.
No.
Just out of curiosity.
No.
This cat needs a better diet.
Here, I don't know what's happening because I feel like I'm on the verge of going down the rabbit hole with this whole sexy cat and cat poops thing.
We're already
So
halfway
let's I'm just gonna make a leap forward. We'll call it.
Okay.
You find Pappy McAllister.
I'm just gonna say we're killing it.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
killing it.
Ratings. Okay, so you find Pappy McAllister. He is lounging on a log against the house in the shade of one of the eaves. But of course, when he sees the two of you approaching,
I'm
he is
sneaking.
immediately. Oh, really?
I'm
Let's
sneaking.
roll it. Because there are no brooms.
Sneak.
There are no brooms anywhere in this.
I feel like we
Sneaking,
would be
sneaking.
sneaking behind the cat. Like we're not gonna be like, oh, dun 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 dun.
Well, aren't you just following the cat?
Yeah, but we're sneaking.
All right, well, roll it.
I don't want
Roll
to
your
scare
sneak.
him.
Roll your
I
sneak
would pick a
check.
human sneak.
No, I
The
have
cat would be
disadvantage.
scarier to a
Yeah,
cat
you
than
sure
a
do.
rat.
Because of all the clanging armor.
I got
That's not bad.
a
That
dirty
one.
20.
Dirty 20, alright.
Do I have anything in sneak? I don't think I do. I do. I got a 14 with disadvantage.
A 14. Good job.
Nice.
That's nice. Good job.
That's probably.
Okay.
First good sneak
All right,
roll.
so you guys
I want that
do
cat.
sneak up. All right, so by the time Pappy McAllister notices you, you guys have already sort of closed off the alleyway or whatever, and he spots
Yeah.
non-sexy
No, I'm
Liliana.
a sexy cat.
Oh, sexy cat. Okay.
Before I changed though, I threw my bacon on the ground, and then I changed, and then I picked it up in my mouth.
Ooh, sexy cat with bacon in mouth. That's
Whoa.
Pappy-
That's how you get a sexy cat.
That is. Yeah.
Okay, Pappy does
That
not.
makes the cat sexy.
Make
I'm
a-
hungry with a bowl of cocaine for the rest of us.
At disadvantage?
No, he doesn't. He does not make it.
Disadvantage.
I could roll for disadvantage too. Oh, he goes crazy. I'm just kidding. All right, so Pappy McAllister looks like he wants to run, but then he spots the Liliana bacon combo, and his eyes shoot out to here, and he makes that oh woo noise.
And his heart goes to douche.
Yeah. Anyway, so he pops down onto the ground and sort of stretches, and you guys can tell. Well, you can tell for sure because you're a cat now. But it looks to you guys like he's almost flexing while he stretches, like he's like,
Being cute.
I'm so tired from all my napping.
Sexy cat rolls her eyes.
You're not sexy anymore. He leaves. He runs away.
He doesn't see that. He's
What? He's
depending
looking
on-
at you. He's looking at you to see how you notice, if you notice him.
I don't know that cats are that, but they got to be more aloof than that.
It seems that way to humans and elves and dwarves, but cats
See.
have an entire language that just passes between the two of them.
Anywho,
He seems interested. What is
Yeah.
your next play?
I will
Who's carrying the
look
cage?
back at them for the cage and
Who's carrying the cage?
wait for them to put it
We
down.
would have decided.
You're gonna seduce him with your
Oh
feminine
no, it's
eyes.
inside the cat body.
What is your dexterity?
Is seduction like under persuasion?
You can have the cage.
Okay, I have
Yeah. I'm gonna give her advantage though, since she's a cat and she's.
So once
Said
they put
sexy
the
cat.
cage on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
I will basically take and drop the bacon into the crate
Mm-hmm.
and perhaps sit down in the crate
Okay.
and just watch and wait for him to come over.
He comes over.
Does he get in the box?
Well, first he says, "Meow,
Meow.
meow."
Meow. I'm gonna show him the bacon. I have
This is so
extra.
great role playing.
This is the first time I'm playing a seduced cat. Okay, this is new for me. I've been
That's
playing
fair.
D&D for 3 decades, and this is the first time I've had to be a seduced cat. Okay.
I mean,
It's like
she
my
can
fit.
hear, she can understand what you're saying, right?
Right.
Like, so you
Yeah,
don't
she-
have to
yeah,
say
she knows.
meow.
Well, she understands. Yeah. I mean, Julie understands.
Yeah.
You guys are the ones that are missing out.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure it's something like, "Some girl."
In any case,
Where'd you get that bacon?
it
Is that
is.
real bacon?
Hey,
So-
look what I got here. I got bacon. Don't I look nice today? I'll just stretch it around this box. It's really comfy.
Mmm.
Hey, you want some? I got extra.
Mmm.
That's a weird noise.
It's making me really uncomfortable.
In cat.
I feel it sounds like he's watching a pizza being made.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
Just a couple
totally
extra
can.
pepperonis on that bad boy.
In cat, he says, "That's a whole great big baggie. Yes, please. I'll have some of your bacon."
And as soon as he comes over, I'll stay there for a second while
He
we
starts
eat the
eating.
bacon. And we run out.
He's like, I could get more of this because I'm a really good hunter.
Oh, I actually have some more. Hold on. And I'm gonna hop out.
I'll come with you.
No, wait. It's just like on the outside of the box. Let me grab it.
He looks through the bars.
Mhm.
Where?
I've hopped out, and I'm like going towards them, and
And I'm closing it.
and then
Roll initiative.
Not as good as I hoped. 13.
If you roll
All
like
right,
a
Patrick
14
McAllister
No!
looks around. Macaria starts running for the cage. He puffs up and starts to run, but you manage to slap the cage closed right in his face.
Oh, yes.
And he says, "Wah," but what you hear is, "You conniving SOB." This,
What a cute little kitty.
yo, he claws at you. He's hissing at you. He's spitting
You're
at you.
gonna learn to love us.
We're gonna have so much fun.
I don't know what cats do.
I will.
Did you actually have more bacon? Because I would definitely give it to
I do, but it's in my pocket.
you. Okay.
So
Are you
What
going
I'm
to
gonna do
traumatize him?
is turn around. I will be like in cat form.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
What
know
if we
that was
put
kind
a
of
blanket
shady.
over the cage?
But hold on, let me get you your bacon.
So you're meowing back at him?
Yes.
Okay.
Put a,
I'm
Put a blanket
basically
over it.
saying, hold on, let me get you your
His,
bacon.
his eyes are slitted.
I check around and make sure that nobody's watching, and drop form, and turn back into myself, and pull the baby out of my pocket.
So yes,
His eyes go
and
wide.
drop it in there.
Yeah, we-
And just right in that transition period when you're moving from cat to elf, you can see the utter betrayal in his eyes.
Uh-huh.
And you know that he knows now to never trust a cat with bacon in her mouth again.
You remember that
Especially
scene?
a sex.
I
Remember that
also-
scene in Sword in the Stone where the kid turns back into a human for the squirrel,
Oh, yeah.
and the lady
Really
squirrel is
upsetting.
all like, it's just a crying and stuff.
So
Man, tugging at my heartstrings right here.
Did
Oh.
you
Oh,
turn
so
your
Take
alarm
me
off,
back to my childhood.
by the way?
Pappy,
I think you may have, but
what?
Did you turn your alarm
Break
off,
time.
by the way?
yeah, it's supposed to
It's
be.
past-
No. Did I turn my alarm off?
It's past 9, so.
It is 9:04. Let me look and see.
I thought
I
that might
did
be a
turn my
good-
alarm off.
I
Alright.
did want to say though, as I'm turning back, and I know
Mhm.
he's all betrayed and upset and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
he's like trying to claw at you guys.
with
Like when you
everything
guys
that we
grab the top of the
suspect
cage,
about
he's
him
like trying to
being-
do
And I'm doing this like every time he
You're
tries
gonna
to
be
claw
all
me, I
good.
poke at him a little bit.
with
Like
everything
they'll hit the
that
pop.
we expect about him being
I want to touch
stuck
the toe beans.
in like he used to be a
I like
person
that.
or something. He used to be a person.
Mhm.
Like I'm also looking for any like weird recognition in his eyes of like cats can be people sometimes because we suspect that he's cursed and used to be a person.
Based on your passive perception, you don't see anything like that.
Okay.
You don't notice anything.
So
like
I'll
that.
give him the bacon and apologize, and if he's still
He
pissed off
swipes
in
at
a
you.
day, then I'll
He's
cast
super puffy.
friendship.
His tail is like this big around now because it's just puffed out.
That is my favorite thing when cat. I know that they're mad, but when cats do that puffy thing, they're so cute.
Okay.
This is
Actually,
Amanda,
just
not
to calm
Kethra.
him
I
down.
just love it.
Just to calm him down,
Puffiness
whenever
of
I give
rage.
him the remaining bacon, I
Mhm.
cast animal friendship.
Okay.
He gets a saving throw, wisdom.
This cat's got a high
He doesn't make it.
Oh.
All right,
So
for 24
first she
hours,
seduces
he's
him,
my
and
friend.
then she
Yes.
brainwashes him. She did all of it.
So yeah, of all the least harmful methods we thought of capturing,
We mean him no harm, and
We betrayed him and then brainwashed him with magic.
hey, this isn't
No
like
one will ever throw
brainwashing.
rocks.
This is just
Who's-
convincing an
Who
animal
says you guys
that
need to
don't
read a
mean harm.
chaos manual to
And
do
tell
that?
them that no one will ever
You
throw
guys
rocks
can
at
just
him.
practice on cats.
That's what
I mean,
that's
that
what-
seems like
that's what charm
like a
person
big
does though
plus.
too.
Okay.
This one doesn't like. They don't like know that you've cast it after it wears off though. It's for
Kinda
a
like
whole
charm
day, and it's just this is animal.
Right.
Okay.
Charm,
But
charm
if it
person
was
like
a
knows
person-
that you cast
Okay.
it. They don't. They're convinced.
Yeah, they're just
immediately
dumb
if they
animals
fail.
that are there to be
Dumb animals,
manipulated
right.
by everyone with power.
With
It's
bacon.
literally
It's
convincing the animal
like those
that you
ops
don't
in
get
last
harm.
game session.
I'm
Wow,
not judging.
let's-
I'm not
shield.
judging. The paladin is judging, and to be fair, paladins that's part of their
Kind of their
job description.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit.
Well,
a
he's
little
not
bit.
even there, so.
Yeah, the
that's
paladin
right.
is not
I-
there. Arister.
Yeah, Arister. Yeah,
I've never
Arister.
hypnotized a cat, so I don't know.
It's really hard.
But I don't know how
It's really
accurate
hard. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break right now. It's 9:07, so at 9:17 we'll start up again. So let's stretch our legs and refill our drinks and answer any calls of nature that we may have, druid related or otherwise. And I will answer questions in chat and talk about anything that anyone who is watching wants me to talk about. Yeah, Ocelot. Earlier when you said, it's still a little weird, I was like, yeah, I know. I know. You know, sometimes I get into these modes where I just try to be as realistic about being a seduced cat as I can, and then it just comes out. Comes out a little weirdly. There's not much I can do. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, slapstick sound effects. That would actually probably help. I've thought about a ton of like sound effects that I could put on a soundboard that would just probably change this game. Yeah, like a slide whistle. Yeah, like a penny whistle. Okay, so we've got hi Duchess, hi Alvinor. It's good to see you guys in the. Okay, so I just want to address the elf hate thing. I don't hate elves.
There's a lot of context to this. I just wanted you guys to know you're missing some of the context.
Now, if you were to poll my players, past and present, they would probably tell you that I hate elves, but they have no evidence. It's all anecdotal. Like they're just speaking from They're speaking in hyperbole. I don't hate elves.
I just think they're less of a person.
No, it's just that I admit that in the Dungeons and Dragons universe, elves are cool. They're fun to play, and they got a lot of neat powers, like a lot of neat racial abilities that make them very good adventurers. They're very well suited for adventuring, and it's just I wish that more people played dwarves, and so I think my disappointment that nobody ever plays dwarves, with the exception I have a notable exception of a couple of my players who actually like playing dwarves. But most of my players are either humans or elves or half elves, or every once in a while I'll get one of the more I don't want to say weirder races, but one of the more uncommon races, like Dragonborn or Tiefling or something like that. So yeah, Duchess, you don't even know. So in the context of the game, the reason Grimgrom is crappy towards elves, though, is because I agree, Velizery. Good job. That's the right answer. You can play a mountain dwarf for pretty much any class. Good job. That's exactly right. Just nobody does. I don't understand. In the context of the game, though, the elves and the dwarves in this realm have just come out of what's known as the 9th Century War. And I say just come out, but they came out 180 years ago. The peace treaty was signed 180 years ago. And so for some elves and dwarves, who are younger than 180 years, which would be Vesper and Liliana both, they don't remember a war. They've heard about it from the older generations and stuff, but they don't remember a war. And all the humans that are alive currently certainly don't remember the war. Their grandparents may have remembered the war, but they don't remember the war. For them, it's in the past. However, for dwarves like Grimgrom, and other elves and other dwarves who are older than 180 years old, they do remember the war. Like it happened in their lifetimes, and so even though they've been trying out peace, and the humans have been helping sort of usher in this era of peace, there's still some of the old blood is floating around, and sometimes some dwarves and some elves they're just holding on to bad habits. They're just holding on to the old stuff. So that's why Grimgrom was taking his shots at Vesper and Pippi. Because he remembers killing elves, and he remembers his friends and family members being killed by elves. So he's not quite ready to let go of those sort of old grudges.
You have another chat question, bro.
I do. I see that. Okay, so Alvinor asked, said that he watched my handling character death video, and that it was really great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Am I planning to do more DM videos? The answer to that question is yes. Currently, that's my plan for every off Wednesday. I'll do a DMing chat corner video, and also I'm gonna start Twitch casting twice a week. I haven't figured out what day I want to do the other Twitch casts yet. I'm leaning towards Sunday evenings, and that day will be basically the same thing. Like I'll log in and I'll talk about some topic, a DMing topic, or a player topic, or some sort of a world building topic, but I'll also answer questions from the chat, like direct questions to me about anything role playing or even nerdy. I don't, if you're going to ask me a Battlestar Galactica question, I'll answer it to the best of my ability. So, but yes, I will be doing more videos like that, more videos where I interact a lot more with chat and actually talk about specific topics, and then answer people's questions about their own campaigns, or any advice that they would ask for or that I can give them. And then of course I'll share horror stories every now and again from all the things I've dealt with over 30 years of DMing. So, so Save versus Poison says that that Arister guy is pretty hot and cool. I think he means physically hot and like socially
Super
cool.
Socially
Yeah.
cool. That's how I would interpret it as well.
Is he going to run a game on Twitch on an alternate day sometime? My answer to that is I hope so, because I think that he would be great at it. So, but I don't know. I haven't asked him. I think we kicked the idea around.
It was kicked around.
But
It was kicked around.
I'm not sure that I persuaded or dissuaded him either way. That's up to him. So,
Well, potentially we upgrade to a new location that's a little more accessible.
yeah,
That
we're
would be in the cards for the future.
we're gonna be in the near future. So right now we're Twitch casting from sunny Arragas City, and it's really great. As you can see, we have a very comfortable place and very well lit. But we will be moving to a different location in Arragas City in the future, and it'll allow us to do some other things and make some changes to the environment and make some changes to our tech and our production value. And this is Johnny. Why don't you sit down next to me, Johnny? Right here.
These
Right
are glorious
here.
hosts.
I'm in
Right here. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right.
business.
So, for everybody, this is my good buddy Johnny. This is his little section of Arragas City, and he has been very gracious in letting us use this space. But it was always a temporary sort of a thing, and we're going to try to get out of his hair, and so that he can get his little space back. But yeah, he's been very, very supportive. He's been one of our staunchest supporters and a great fan and a great friend. And so I don't want to overstay my welcome in this section of Arragas for too long. So yeah. So Johnny, the greater OKC Metro. Greater OKC Metro. Johnny.
No, it's Twitch. It's worldwide.
Yeah, well, I like to believe it's worldwide. I've actually got some friends in
That's why I was
South
thinking it's
Dakota.
Mr. Worldwide.
I've got some
Austinites in.
friends in Texas. I've got some friends in Colorado, and I hope that all of them are watching the show and enjoying. Because not all of them pop into chat. Some do, but not all. So hopefully we're national at least. I don't know if we're global yet. I don't know if we're international yet. I'll get into a chat room somewhere and see if I can't make a friend in Australia or something.
There you go.
You guys don't need to know the details.
It would be
I'll let you
it'd be
guys.
first thing in the morning.
All right.
On that note.
Yeah, I got no. Peace out. Yeah. Okay, so we are at the 10-minute mark. We're just waiting on
It's my
Julie,
brother.
aka Liliana
He's my
Madrid.
bud.
She's on her way, and then we'll
But
get
he's a
started.
Oh, I can relate
He's
to
a
that.
he's a giant fuzzball.
Okay, so welcome back. I hope everybody refilled their drinks and got some fresh pizza rolls or whatever, something snacky from the kitchen. For the next phase of the adventure. Yeah, Texas. Yeah. I'm not allowed to do that. I didn't used to be allowed to do that. I used to work for the University of Oklahoma, and I was not allowed legally to say anything nice about the state of Texas. Now that I don't work for the university anymore,
Ocelot is not a longhorn. He's a bobcat,
great.
by the way. So it's all good.
Okay, great. Good for you.
It's just
Ocelot.
you two that's bad with OU. They don't care
Yeah.
about actual
Oh no. Yeah.
Texas.
No. Well, no. They hate A&M. They hate everything out of Texas.
All the other teams in Texas
Yeah.
are basically non-starters.
Yeah.
So.
The only team that
I'm
they
kidding,
seem to
I'm
hate
kidding.
more than
So
UT
see.
is
Oh,
OSU
right.
for some reason, and I can't figure that out. But whatever. Okay. So enough sports ball. I only allow so much sports ball, and we have actually just reached our quota for the year, so no more sports ball.
Yeah, I was like Ocelot. Well, what? Is that?
Um,
It was a sports thing.
No, it's
Yeah.
someone in chat.
Yeah, Ocelot. Ocelot is one of our super fans.
I just heard of Ocelot. Long word. I'm like, what are these animals? All
First
about?
name Revolver.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. You guys capture Papin McAllister. You, Arister and Vesper, you guys find out that there is in fact a caravan headed back to Arragas. It is the Camp Followers caravan.
Hooray!
So there are,
I'm gonna ride right behind Pinky the whole time.
he when you ride up, he is like, Arister,
Winky,
you
winky, pink bottom.
scoundrel, what are you doing?
I'm accompanying your caravan back to
Ugh.
Arragas.
This is
I hope you don't mind if I casually ride around just to make sure there are no, say, disparaging events occurring around.
I don't care what you do. Just stay out of my field of vision. You make me sick.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be right behind you the whole time.
Good. That's where I'd like to break wind. I hope you get a snootful. There's a reason they call me Pink Bottom,
I'm well aware. It's probably due to all the horrendous
I've had enough. Yeah!
physical disease.
And his oxen go a little faster. He's just like, I should have sprung the horses.
I will pull out one of the pedals from my saddle.
He grabs his hat.
He does not. I'm behind him.
Yeah, if he
Does
sees
roll-
you,
does he do? I didn't see any spot checks.
he instinctively grabs his hat.
He knows we're in the vicinity.
I think you hit him enough times.
It's a long ride back.
I got plenty of time to hurl
There's
some
time.
at his hat.
He's gonna lower his guard eventually,
Yeah.
and then I've got him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna smite his hat.
it's not evil.
Yeah. How's his hat not evil?
What do you mean, how?
It could be made from fiendish flesh. I don't know.
You try to smite it, you waste a whole smite.
I can make my weapons sacred.
Can you make the pebble sacred?
Wait, what is
this
sacred?
is
Gives me attack bonus.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna hurl your weapon at his hat?
No.
Because in front of all these
Pebble.
witnesses.
Just poke him with the
Could be
lance,
my
it'll be
weapon.
fine. Yes.
Well, eventually he's gonna crack,
all right.
and that's what I'm gonna
He
get. him.
goes into the covered section of his covered wagon.
Of course he does.
Still try to throw a pebble. I want to see the natural 20 for you to hit
Okay, then
his hat.
if he's inside there, then I'm just gonna go pick up some moderately sized rocks, and then just kind of drop them in front of his cart,
In front of the wheels
in front of the wheels.
to give him a little jolt.
A little jolt.
little turbulence.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna make you roll. You successfully harass him.
It's gonna be a long trip.
He doesn't.
Not for me.
Did you say that? Like when his cart goes
Yeah,
over
when
his
his
cart,
cart-
you
yeah.
yell into
Oh, yeah.
the canvas like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be a long trip. Winky.
I haven't taken an oath of devotion yet. It's definitely.
Oh yeah, it's like Mardi Gras for paladins.
Rope bring that.
This is
Yeah,
my
don't
this is
forget.
my foray into freedom.
Yeah.
My last foray into freedom.
Yeah. Oh my
Hey,
god.
Arister, are we like protecting this caravan from danger?
Yes, we
Also,
are certainly
Is
protecting
Pink
it
Bottom
from
Sarah
danger.
Nash,
supposed to
obviously,
pay
is
us?
Yeah, she's with you.
Well, I believe he's going to be paying the guild.
Yeah. I
Also,
just,
before we left,
He wouldn't dare not pay.
maybe
he
you
didn't-
don't
he
believe
didn't
his
agree.
cart.
Yeah, he didn't agree to any such thing. He didn't hire you guys.
before we left, Sean, could I have bought a barrel of the dwarven ale?
I'm gonna go with no, just because he wouldn't have enough to get rid of like that.
Okay, well, will we fill up the second cask, the flask, the other flask?
Sure. I'll say that he just fills it up for free, just because he's never seen a human being drink as much as you and still be cool. Like still be cognizant of her surroundings.
Okay.
He's just
Okay.
like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna
16-year-old
do this for-
liver.
Just trying to get,
Yeah.
man,
Yep.
they were
This-
covered.
Yep.
Well, it used to be 16.
You know, if you pick up
Yeah,
3
now it's
paladin
like
the
levels,
liver's
34.
itch a little
Yeah.
faster.
if
Yeah.
you pick up 3 paladin levels, you'll be immune to disease, like alcoholism.
That's too real, bro. Too real.
I mean-
I can't even address that.
Only takes 3 levels of paladin.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think they mean like biological disease,
Ah,
not
okay.
like
Fatty
mental-
liver disease?
Yeah, I don't think the book wants to delve into mental diseases.
All I know
Although
is
that'd be an interesting thing to put out there.
I'm not getting pancreatic cancer anytime soon.
Well, while we're going along, I say, "Hey, Makaria, think fast," and I toss her the dagger that we got off of.
A dagger comes flying at you. I'm sure it's sheathed.
It's
right?
sheathed,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
sheep.
thought fast. It was
All right. So you get the dagger. I don't. Do you recognize that it came off of Ceres's body? Did you? Were you around when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
reading?
I remember.
All right. So you get Ceres's dagger.
I can't.
It's well made. It's well balanced. It's got some iconography on it that you don't really appreciate, but it's a blade.
Does that make glaze on it?
No,
Okay, good.
it's just got
It's
like
a
little
good
skulls on
blade.
it and stuff. Okay, so Sarah Nash, she's riding along with you guys. She's got a tiny little cart that's being pulled by a mule, and Weenegg is actually riding with her. He was just going to walk, but then he offered her a little bit of cash to be able to ride with her, and
All
she,
right.
she seemed all right with that.
Bet she did. Weenegg's making move.
Babbo is riding on a different cart, and he is trailing the two oxen that he has captured behind. So he's got those basically tethered to the wagon, and he's sort of riding on the back of the wagon. And he seems just as happy as a pig in punch, right? Like he's comfortable. He's ridden in wagons his whole life. Like this is taking him back to his childhood, And so you guys are riding kind of behind him, and he starts explaining to you guys as the travel goes that a whole bunch of stuff has happened in the now 5 days that you've been gone, because it's the fourth Alaguda, right? So it's the end of the week, and you guys have been gone since Luna Day, right? So that it's been by the time you get home tonight, it'll be 4 full days, or 5 full days now, 5 full days. He explains that a whole bunch has gone on, and that Pasha got in trouble. You guys remember Pasha? He's sort of the broody magic user that was sitting in the corner and wanted to be left alone.
Yep.
He talks about Elizrin, which you guys probably remember her from the initial day when everyone sort of signed. He did his first roll call, like Vance did his first roll call. But you guys haven't really seen her around. Like she, so she's been running missions. She's been doing her own thing for Sable Guard. But yeah, Kurga and Vance got a visit from someone who looked very official and was wearing like a tall hat and had lots of gold embroidery on his clothing, and there was a lot of yelling and screaming, and Babbo didn't catch all of it, but basically by the end of it, Kurga was super angry at Vesper, and they had to hand over, like, basically, you guys remember that big chest of gold that they pay you guys out of? They basically just handed that whole thing over to the guy, and he left with it. And so Vance is upset, Kurga's upset, and you guys are all in trouble because, of something that you guys did. But Babbo didn't ask too many questions because he didn't want to get in trouble too.
Smart man.
Yeah. Also, somebody set fire to the guild hall.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, somebody set fire to the whole north end of the guild hall.
Do you have any
So there was
suspects?
a
Is
fire.
that the side that the bar is on?
No, that's the side that the door is on. No, they don't have any suspects. He basically, he actually wasn't there, but he came back the next day, and you could tell the whole side of the building is scorched, and there's holes in the wall now where it burned all the way through.
Could it be the Thunderstone gang?
And Babbo doesn't know who that is, but it could be.
That was his name, right?
Thunderstone was the
Yeah.
street gang, yeah, and the guy who ran the street gang. Yep, Thunderstone. Could be the Thunderstone gang, that's right.
I knew I shouldn't let him live.
Yeah.
Well,
Poor man.
He seemed fine when we
I
left
let
him.
one go.
That's right.
technically, yeah, okay. So anyway, so Babbo explains that, yeah, basically, there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on, but now, like, the Sable Guard's in trouble, and it's because of you guys. Like, you guys did something, and he doesn't know what it is, but you guys did it. Because Kurga keeps screaming about it and won't shut up about it.
Well, I'm sure we'll get an earful when we get back.
Yep.
But that's not today.
It'll be later this afternoon. It'll be later in the afternoon.
Then it's today.
Yeah, it'll because you guys left pretty much in the early morning. Not right at dawn. More like early morning, so before Tierce, but not dawn. And you guys will probably get in around, I don't know, Matins, which is mid-afternoon. It takes a big chunk of the day to get from Arragas to Watonga and back and forth. Okay, so you guys make it to Arragas, and the caravan sort of breaks up, and like when you guys get to the outer walls, like people start breaking up to go to different gates because Arragas has a ton of gates. The city is huge, and aside from the gates that lead into the boneyard, most of the gates are still open, and it's just easier to spread out here. With the exception of the gates on the opposite side, those people are just going to go cut through the city. But as you guys know, the city is huge and sprawling, and the roads are not on any kind of a grid some areas are gridded, but roads can twist and turn, and it can take hours to get, 4.5 miles because no road goes straight through. Like, you have to go to this road and then jump up 2 roads and then come down and hook through this little turnabout and go over a little river and, et cetera, et cetera. Babbo basically says goodbye. He's going to go sell these oxen, and he's going to go to the stockyards and sell these oxen off. He's probably going to be rich. And he
Living
says
off that sweet
Yeah,
oxen
but shouldn't
change.
we use that to pay off whatever they're wanting to charge us for at the guild?
you say that to Babbo?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know no money at the guild. You guys owe money at the guild. These are my oxen.
Oh. Okay.
I go to the guild.
I thought they were.
Why don't you
both
sell off
on
your
me.
cat? It's a little.
Technically, we
worth it.
did liberate said oxen from the previous
Yeah,
owners.
and you left them running free in a field.
I ordered you to go get them for us.
You said I could have them, and I went and got them.
Did
I
I?
don't quite remember
No.
that.
Bye.
But it is
Yeah.
this is
I
Babbo
remember
talking,
saying
so
you could have
I'm
them.
pretty sure it doesn't matter what you said.
He's a little thick.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
I
I just
haven't
told him to
looked,
go
but-
catch them to get them out of the way while we were investigating chaotic stuff. But
Right. And
Whatever.
move the cart, which was important.
Bye. You guys need to report. 'Cause as soon
I-
as I'm done
I
selling these
go-
oxen, I'm going straight to Civil Guard, and I'm going to tell them that I told you guys and that you're here in the city.
okay.
I go back to the guild, and when I enter, I cast Minor Illusion to play a little fanfare,
That's gonna go over well.
Okay, so let me ask before the fanfare. Let me ask a couple of quick questions to everyone. Is everyone going straight to the guild, or is everyone going to go talk to various mentors / trainers first? And if so, are you guys going to then eventually report to the guild, or does everyone want to go to the guild first and receive your
We'll go to the guild.
whatever discipline, and then
Let's just
head
go
out?
to the guild and bite
Yep.
the bullet for a while.
Okay, all right. So you guys all head to the guild.
We'll take care of personal business after that.
Okay, so you guys head to Sable Guard. You guys get down there, and Bebo wasn't exaggerating. Like when you guys get to the actual guild hall, the whole north face of it's a short end of the rectangle, right? It's a short end, but the whole left north face is scorched black, just black as soot, right? And there's big holes in it where it caught on fire and some of it fell in. You guys can tell just by looking that some sort of a flammable liquid was either poured along the wall or something was thrown and it broke open against the wall and then was set on fire based on the burn marks at the bottom and the pattern of the flames to the top, right? You guys go in and you hear some fanfare.
Yes.
And when you get into the guild hall, the only people that are in there are Vance and Kurga. And when they turn around to look, as soon as Vesper walks in, Kurga actually pulls out a knife and starts cussing and just making a beeline straight for Vesper. And Vance is like, oh, right? And Vance runs up and gets between Kurga and the rest of you, and they speak to each other in Dwarven.
I kind of hide behind it.
Okay.
at a certain
I speak
point.
Dwarven.
You speak Dwarven.
I
Okay.
do. Do I? No, I don't.
I think I do too.
Oh, I do. I speak Dwarven.
Okay,
Yeah, I do.
so they speak to each other in Dwarven. Who speaks Dwarven here?
I just know the curse word.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Probably.
so
Probably a lot of it.
in Dwarven, Kurga says, "Get out of the way, because I'm going to cut him." And Vance is like, "We can't cut him. If you kill him, then he can't earn back what he owes. And if you maim him, then it's just going to take longer for him to earn back what he owes. Like, let's give him an opportunity to make this right." And Kurga says, "He's a dirty elf. He's a noble. That's 2 strikes already. In my book, he's not going to make this right. He's going to use us and move on." And
I assure you, sir, my friend is not dirty.
the 2 of them look at you. Oh.
And I
He
say
wears
in Dwarven,
multiple-
I don't really appreciate
Damn right,
calling
I'm not dirty.
you talking that way about all elves. Everybody is equal.
Kurga gets super mad at you for speaking Dwarven. And he says in common, he points his knife at you, Liliana, and he says in common, he says, "Don't sully my language like that again."
Get
Whoa.
over
I
it.
don't
And
say
then-
what is
anything.
going
I'm not
on?
even
Yeah.
saying it.
And then he looks at Vance and he says, in Dwarven,
I guess my.
I'm trusting you, but he's on a short leash. And then he puts his knife away and he storms out.
I pull out the receipt.
Okay?
What's gotten
Vance.
into him?
Yeah,
I,
why
I
is
sense,
everybody all
I sense
grumpy?
there's some animosity that's built up while we've been gone.
Yeah, so Vance takes the receipt from you almost
Saving
mechanically.
miners and
Yeah.
wording.
He says,
plots.
"Hey everyone, guild meeting. Let's have a seat because we need to talk." So you guys all sit down and Vance explains. So a lot's happened while you were gone. Somebody tried to burn down our guild house, but we were able to put out the flames with a little bit of help from some of our neighbors. We did not catch whoever started the fire, but we're 99% sure that it was started intentionally. We don't know why, we don't know by who. That investigation is ongoing. I've got Elizrin out asking questions. Hopefully she'll figure something out soon. We've had a visit from a, let's just call him an influential merchant who says that some members of Sable Guard helped to disappear his daughter, and he is extremely upset and wants to know where she is. I told him that I didn't know anything about that was not an official job that we took, and that no one, and I mean no one, on our charter would act as Sable Guard officials on a side job. I assured him that that doesn't happen in our guild. So we'll just leave that where it is for now. We'll come back to that. Lastly, I received a bill from the guild hall, which, as you now probably know, since the bill was signed by Vesper Preslin, that the guild hall is basically a guild who offers goods and services to other guilds. And while they don't really do anything in particular of their own, they're the go-to guild when a guild needs anything. Because they know people who know people, and they can get assistance from other guilds. They're very influential.
Right.
And they are very expensive. So it turns out that in addition to the 17 gold griffins that were charged to young Vesper's account at the guild hall in Watonga Station, since our guild hadn't actually signed up for membership with the guild hall, that fee was automatically added to the charges, and we owed 5,017 gold pieces.
Did you get the 50 that I sent back?
And yes,
Yeah, all right.
Kurga made a note of it in the ledger. So we were made to surrender basically everything that the guild had.
And yet now we belong to the guild hall, correct?
We do, but we are in arrears, and until such time as we balance our account, we cannot receive any more benefits for our membership.
So we don't get the little certification seal of approval on our guild charter yet?
No.
Okay.
And in fact, I had to hide the guild charter because it is within the guild hall's rights to seize all personal accounts for anyone who is on the charter. I told them that I did not actually have the charter, and I lied about that because I didn't want all of us to be broke.
How much are we talking about?
Here's, with the 5,017 minus 50, thank you, that brings us to 4,957. We were able to pay about 2,500 of that just with the assets that were listed as Sable Guard assets. About 1,000 of that was in our chest. The rest of it was at the Mithril Halls in our guild account, which was seized and liquidated in order to try to pay the debt. So we're still about 2,000 gold griffins in debt right now. If we don't make good on our debt, the guild hall has the power to badmouth us in a way that will be very detrimental to our business.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, this place is full of money. Like Arragas, I mean, we got paid 900 gold apiece to cart a guy across town. That was one mission.
Yeah. So Vance smiles and he says, "See, this is why I wanted to give you a chance, because that's the right attitude. We can get this money if we band together and also work for free."
I mean, we could get in like two missions.
We need to. Well, we're assuming that all of our patrons are going to be as wealthy as the young man who hired you for that. But we can do it. The point is we can do it, and we don't need any negative talk. And we've already
have a certain amount of costs and upkeep.
So about that, let me be blunt. Sable Guard literally cannot pay you. We have no money. We are broke. We have zero money.
I gave you a little piece of paper.
This money, this was already paid for in advance. This paper was going to be what we paid to you guys. That money got seized in the Mithril Halls.
All right, let me go and just give you a sign of good faith. I will give you. I empty my pockets out and 276 gold griffins.
Vance is very pleased. He actually pulls out the empty chest, and now it has 276 gold griffins inside. He says, "See, we're off to a great start.
That was a day. That was one day's worth in
So,
Watonga Mine.
We're off to
Complex.
we're off to an excellent start. We should easily have this paid in the 15 days that we have."
Should
left.
I submit my receipts as I get them?
Receipts for what?
Those are only
Costs
for
and upkeep,
care. Oh.
operating expenses.
I think I you know what?
Stabling fees.
I am
Fees.
not communicating correctly.
My mortgage.
So
I don't understand why you're laughing. I have a very nice house, thank you.
yeah, we as Sable Guard are broke.
Right.
That's not true. We're plus 276, which is also not true. We're actually minus 2,234 still.
Right.
Okay, so there is no money for your costs and your upkeeps and your mortgage.
But
we
there
need to.
will be, because you seem very excited about that prospect.
Yes, once we get back in the black, then we will be able to offer you the standard 10% that we've been offering you.
Great.
Until such time as that's true, we won't be reimbursing anybody's
But
costs.
this is also
We all
It's
need
also
to
an invest-
tighten our belts and cinch up our belts and maybe even hawk our belts until such time. We have 10 days. We have 15 days to settle this debt. If we don't, then we go into actual arrears, and the guild hall may basically run our name through the mud, and we'll have to disband Sable Guard, and that'll be the end of this.
it won't come to that.
Gosh, I hope
This
not.
is also
By all the
like-
gods in the sky and in the earth and in the sea, I hope not.
We will
this
definitely
is like an
take on
investment.
many tasks we need. in order
I mean,
to
this
do
is
that.
going to lead to better job opportunities. Even Arister can get discounts through other people we meet through the Guildhall Association network, right?
Once we get paid off, yes.
Right.
Once we get paid off, absolutely.
So
until such time as we
little
get
bit
paid
of-
off, we get zero benefits.
Hmm.
We have zero benefits. I would strongly suggest to you all that if you currently have money in accounts in the Mithril Halls, you remove that money and stash it away somewhere, because it's only a matter of time before the Guild Hall gets with the Arragas Guild registry and finds out who is actually on the charter, and once they have that information, they can seize funds of all chartered members. I have already done so. Kurga has already done so. Pasha, Alizarin have already done so. Babos, amazingly, doesn't seem to have any money. I really don't know how that guy eats, but he doesn't have any. He said it was not a problem because he doesn't trust banks. I don't know what that means, but
I'll write a note for 750 gold to the guild from the Mithril Bank. Right, we have a little note like.
you have to go get.
I have to go get. Okay.
Yeah, you have to go get it. A Mithril Bank will actually print basically a bearer bond
Okay.
that says, "Here is
Yeah.
money."
So I'll go do that in a little bit.
All right. So,
I really don't understand what's going on, but you guys need money, so here, and I give them 1,000 gold.
you have 1,000 gold on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have.
Saved every penny.
yeah, I don't care about money. I don't know how much
See,
it
this
is.
is what I'm talking
I
about,
have
people.
1,200 gold right now.
We're moving the bar here.
That's pretty much everything, including what I got off Sarah. So you guys see me not only empty my pockets, but I dump whatever I have into that little chest of gold that's in my backpack, and I just go.
With
Was
amethyst
that also
as
the
well.
amethysts that were in there?
Or
did you
I
remove
took
those?
the amethyst out.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
And the silver and copper.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
Yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna write this down.
We're still dry. About a few
It's
pennies.
true, but we're now only 1,234 away.
Well,
from being completely debt free.
I was gonna
No.
give him 700 and say, I'm really sorry we messed up. We won't do it again, I promise.
I have no idea what
See,
you guys are talking about. I don't know
this
what the
is-
guild hall is.
This is what I mean. This is what it means to be a guild. When life gives us lemons, we say, fuck those lemons, and we just get a bunch of money together, and we overcome all of our obstacles with our own personal finances. Woo!
I also want to know how much it would
How
be
much
to fix our
can I
building.
count on from you, Arister? Because
Interesting question.
Are paladins normally stingy? Things? honest,
We
honest
feel the need
question.
to give when someone is in need.
Like
Oh,
a particular guild?
we need.
Any guilds in need? that-
I don't
Meet that
think
criteria?
you're too in need given the girth you sustain.
Oh,
That's not very nice.
here, did you just call Vesper fat? Did you just call Vesper fat?
Fancy.
Vance.
Vance.
Oh, wait, Vance.
I
Vance
was
looks
gonna
down
say.
at his belt, which has been cinched, and he's like, I am not fat.
You seem comfortable.
It's only been 5 days
Exactly.
since I lost all my money. I can't lose. I'm not going to be all emaciated and starving and weak.
We'll let the church know when you are.
As for Vesper, I have
Wow.
Are you really?
Goddess of protection at work.
No, I'm not.
I
I'm not
protect
hungry.
the weak. I don't see any weak people in
I was
here.
gonna say, as I pull out bacon from my pocket, like, do you need food?
Listen, I'm not. I greatly appreciate this infusion of personal funds, but if you're not comfortable giving your own personal funds, that's fine because we can work our way back to ground zero with
And the roof.
with hard work and sweat and tears and blood and probably some more tears.
That was my question. I want to know how much it would take to fix the guild hall. Like,
He looks up at the holes and the burn, and he's like, "Well, I haven't really gotten any estimates because up until about 2 minutes ago, our coffers were literally quite empty. But now that we've got some money, I can ask. I mean, you know, the guild hall acquisitions people aren't going to be here until the end of the 15 days. So as long as I can hand them a chest with the rest of the money in it, we can sort of do what we need to make sure that there's no rain on our faces while we sleep.
Let me
We
know
do have
when
those.
you
We
know.
still have those blankets over there that you guys remember. You used them on that huge dog. Remember Fluffy the dog?
mhm.
Indeed. How could we forget?
Yeah,
Poor Fluffy.
but they've been cleaned. It was a lot of slobber from that dog.
Fluffy was quite foul.
Yeah,
It took me a while to cleanse my net.
yeah.
It's pretty great.
I'll assume. I'll just leave
That
that
is
where it
not a
landed.
euphemism.
Yeah. That is- yeah. Okay. Okay. So, Kethra, are you donating money?
Yeah, I gave 700.
Okay. Thank you. And then, Makaria, did you also say you were going to go get money?
Yeah, 750.
Okay.
So,
Dang, you guys are with
charity,
this.
like,
charity cart wash.
Oh, wait. I also have something else that I'd give him too. The platinum.
Would, but I'd be afraid it would be ran by
Do you want to give platinum to them?
Yeah, I'd give him the platinum.
How much?
some kind of loot.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because that
How
was
many
our,
we would like
we
watch
got that
for
money
customers
and it
that
caused
we have.
extra drama, so I would give them that.
So it's just one platinum?
It's 1 platinum.
Okay, good. One platinum crown.
Yeah.
That's worth 10 griffins. So I'll adjust your number to 710.
I can get more if we need it, but it's really heavy, so I don't like to carry it.
Sometimes I feel the same way, but then, on the other hand, there's something really satisfying about a real heavy purse. I mean,
I
we
don't
all
get
need a
why
piece of the
people
pie.
are all up into money. I don't understand.
We all
Some of us have
maybe we'll figure it out.
shorter lifespans than others.
True.
I know, it's so sad.
It is
I
truly
agree with
sad.
you. I agree with you.
But your
Vesper.
lives are full. And
Oh,
important.
Thank you for that.
Sorry about Kurga. He gets riled up, especially when it comes to his money. I'll talk to him. I'll calm him down. I'll let him. I'll show him this. This is gonna go a
is
long
this
way.
safe from?
Oh, it's safe. It's safe. I mean, he remembers killing elves. Like, he remembers how to kill elves. Like, he was apparently very good at it in the war. I don't know. I wasn't.
I was
yet
talking
born.
about the gold, but I guess now I should
I'm sorry. I
about my
misunderstood.
own
Yeah, no.
person.
Yeah, I can assure you that you're pretty safe. The gold is going to be safe. The gold is here. Either Kurga or I are here constantly. No, we're not going to let anything.
Yeah, it's
happen
the
this night.
Kurga being here constantly.
Yeah, but I'm
we're
telling
discussing.
you, he's just really mad right now. So it's probably just a good idea to just stay away from him and don't let him see you or hear you.
Just let him know
for
that
a few
elves don't sleep.
until. I think he knows. I think he knows that.
Okay.
But just give him some space. He's really grumpy, but he's the kind of guy that you want on your side when a fight goes down. So unless the fight goes down between you and him, and then he's a terror to behold.
I don't know. We're pretty good.
So yeah. So stay. Just give him some space, and he'll calm down. The more we get this coffers filled back up with money, the better his mood will get.
Okay.
Okay, so let's revisit the wealthy merchant. So he actually came to visit. He said that he was going to come back because he wanted to talk to everyone in the guild. His man seemed very, very sure that he had spoken with members of Sable Guard. So they're going to come back, and I guess in a couple days or maybe tomorrow. I don't really know. I of course told them that you would be back by the end of the week, so it's possible to come tomorrow, possible to come the next day. But here's the thing: we should probably try to land him as a client because he looked very influential, and he was very adamant and very vocal about telling me how influential he was as a merchant, and that's the sort of clientele that we want to attract. So maybe we can find his daughter, or maybe we can do a little pro bono work for him, or do something, and just try to land. He looks like a pretty big fish, and we may, if we can just get a couple of good jobs out of him, we might be done with this whole guild hall business in just a few days. And then we won't have to worry about the 5,000 gold pieces until next year when we repay.
We're gonna pay that every year.
Oh yeah, it's an annual membership fee. Yeah, it's
not like a one-time buy.
No, I wish that would be so much.
We almost dealt with it
cheaper.
in 2 hours, so I'm not
I
sure.
mean, a year. It
Yeah.
seems like money is pretty plentiful. I have a lot.
I think
Can
we're good.
we- Can we
am
just
not
not sign up
sure
for it
that
next
you have
year?
realistic views of
Yeah,
finance.
we could not sign up
just
for
say
it. The
realistic
thing is,
views
I
of
don't
finances,
know
sir.
anyone who has ever left the guild hall.
I don't know anything about it.
Other than people who have been
You
outside
guys know
of
how
the
much
guild
money I
hall,
have.
Which we don't want.
which we don't want to be. And like I said, it's
spending money.
we can do this. This is just a little financial bump in our path to riches. Sable Guard style.
Very well.
He puts his hand in the middle of the circle.
Huh?
Sable Guard. Yeah. So come on, bring it in, Sable Guard.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Just
bring
do
in.
it, and
I'll
he'll
put my hand
leave
on
you
his
alone.
top.
Yeah.
And then I immediately
Okay,
find
good.
it.
Oh. I put on another glove.
All right.
What are we doing?
We're gonna.
this?
This is a morale boosting. It's something that I saw a guy do once.
I don't
No one in Millipole has ever done this.
That's when we did it.
No one in my unit
All right.
has ever done this.
So, Sable Guard
Sable Guard.
verily on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sable Guard verily.
Yes.
Get the gold.
Don't be a grumpy Gus. It's maybe a cultural tradition.
Alright, I'm gonna go get that bank
Indeed.
note and then I
Okay.
need to go see somebody.
I'm gonna
Okay. So, you get to the Mithril Halls and your account is still intact. They they hand you they can just give you the money if you want, or would you rather the bearer bond? Because 750 gold is
Yeah,
heavy.
that's,
It's pretty
Yeah.
heavy.
I don't want to carry around 1,200 gold right now.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
do the bear run.
So I don't remember exactly what I think they said 20 coins is a pound. So 700, so 1,200 coins would be 60 pounds worth of coins.
I mean, that'd be some good training. I could do some like
God, can you imagine
squats.
like a 50-pound bag of dog food, but it's full of gold coins instead?
That's basically what I was carrying around.
That'd be pretty cool. Retcon time.
Yeah, so I get the bear run.
Okay.
Hey, actually,
Yeah.
I'm
Just
just
sew it into
okay.
your clothing.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
get
like
it, and you get it back to Sable Guard. Okay, so I was going to do. I want you guys to touch base with your mentors, and we're gonna have some little training seminars. But it's actually 10 o'clock right now, so I think maybe we can just stop early for tonight, right at 10, and we'll save our trainings and stuff for the beginning of next time. Does
Sounds
that
good to me.
Sound okay with everybody?
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so that brings us to a close. It's the fourth Alaguda, right? It's the afternoon, late afternoon of fourth Alaguda in the Butter Moon. In the Butter Moon, for those of you who are keeping track on your calendars, you don't have to because I have one. So you guys have successfully brought to a close, at least for now, the Watonga Mining Complex murder mystery.
Dun.
What I will ask is, now that you guys are in the city, who is planning to peruse the Labyrinth's Promise? Who's going to read through it?
I'm taking Kethra to do that.
Well,
Take
Well, I need to go
them
talk
the
to
thing.
Eugene anyway.
Let's just not
So you guys-
abscond and disappear with the book and show
We're
it
not
to a
gonna
bunch of
do it.
people before
Yeah.
we've all got a chance to read that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let me ask a different
we're
question,
We're gonna meet
'cause
together in a private location.
Yeah, let me ask a different question. Do you guys want to get together with your mentors before you peruse the book or after you
After.
peruse the book?
I'd say
After?
whatever
I don't
she
care about-
says.
I can
If
wait
she
till
says
After.
after.
As
then-
long as the book doesn't mysteriously disappear before you have a chance to read it.
No, that's
Okay.
literally what we're doing, like, next. Like, after we walk out of the guild hall, I'm going
Okay.
to be like, okay, let's privately take a
So
look
let's-
at this.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna. So the five of you are gonna read it together. Like you're gonna sit in a circle and someone's gonna read.
Yeah,
passages
have a
out
little
loud.
book club. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
I'll probably
Yeah.
stand against
I'll
the wall
scribe.
writing with my swords.
I'll scribe a little
Read
bit.
books and
All right,
stuff.
so let's.
Like,
let's-
having daggers.
Taking out
Yeah.
my dagger.
You guys
Carve
know
that
that
stuff on the
means.
wall.
You guys, do you think there's some symbolism in the carving human flesh chapter that we're not picking up?
Well,
The beauty of an empty eye socket.
you can
chapter
be there
4.
to make sure it's not
Now
like,
I'm interested.
evil or turning us evil. She's there for
Don't
like
worry
the
about it. I'm gonna
religious
smite
part.
that book if it turns us evil.
I'm there for the natural part. He's there for the arcane part, and you're just like watching
Standing
an
against the wall.
interesting
really,
show.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm scribing.
Okay. So at the beginning of next episode, we will go over perusing the Labyrinth's Promise.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will visit with our mentors and touch base with the people in Arragas who are invested in seeing us succeed and grow as young Arragasian citizenry, right? And or middle-aged Arragasian citizenry if
And
If we
then we
include
go to the
yours.
swamp because I need herbs.
and then some swamp herbs. Okay, if we can fit it in. If we can fit it in.
Hey, it's an
Uh,
official quest given to me by the
okay.
Stingerlight.
Is the stream still
Oh,
Great, yeah.
I
The
thought it was
stream,
'cause
the
you had
stream
a
is
habit.
still going, and we're gonna say goodnight to everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Check it out.
Tune in next Wednesday to see the reading of the Labyrinth's Promise. That should be pretty fun. Thanks again. Make sure to follow us and like us. And tell all your friends that this is a really great show.
And they can catch up on YouTube.
That is correct. The Bearded Foe has a channel on YouTube, and all of the previous episodes are there for everyone to view. If you have missed previous shows, they are out there for you to watch. And we should have this show out there with the rest of them probably by Sunday morning-ish.
Is that what brought YouTube down? That we put our awesome videos on there? And
Yeah, I hope
it
so.
went down?
That would be great.
Because
That would be great.
just wondering.
Yep.
That would be great. Okay, all right. Good night, everybody. And Mom, if you're still watching, I'll see you later.